Hi, everyone. We've got loads and loads of people signing in today. I want to just say welcome. We're going to give it a minute while people sign in, and I can see the chat already lighting up, which is my absolute favorite part of these happy hours because when it's over, I get to read them all. And for now, there is someone monitoring the chat while we wait for people to sign in. Once again, we have a record number of attendees for today's happy hour on the Canadian Rockies, Banff, Lake Louise, Kananaskis, and Canmore. So we got a special guest with us today, and I'm just really excited to be here. It's been a little bit longer between happy hours than we would like, but we're just grateful to be here with you today. So let's give it another few seconds and then we'll get this party started. I hope you all have a beverage with you for this happy hour. I can't wait to show you mine. It's so beautiful. And I'm just really thrilled to be here. So a couple more seconds and then we will get started. We're going to do some introductions shortly and I'll let people jump in. Please go into the chat, add your comments, let us know where you're joining us from, what your beverage of choice is, even if it's not an alcoholic beverage. If you're having a tea or something else this afternoon, that's great. You're here with us to learn, to have a little bit of fun and be inspired so that when your guests are asking you about the Rockies, you can feel confident and informed to share this information. So please keep putting comments in there. One of the things I want to point out to those of you who are joining us for the very first time, that this is a very casual happy hour presentation. And if you're just joining us for the first time, you need to take note of the fact that this is all of our footage that we filmed for this was taken with our own personal cell phones. So the quality of the videos is not professional, but it's very real and authentic. And the sound on your laptop should be turned up all of the way, just so that you can actually hear what I'm saying, because again, it's not professional. It is very amateur, but really authentic. So again, I can see the comments rolling in. I can still see the participants still rolling in, which is really exciting. We had over 242 registrants for this amazing happy hour. So we're going to get started. Keep with us as long as you can and enjoy the next roughly 45 minutes to an hour. I hope you listened to the music. You joined in when the music was playing. That is a local musician who's from Canmore, but he actually plays in Banff all the time. And his name is Philip Alexander Nugent. He's a local. So if you live nearby and you want to support local, that's what I always encourage you to do. Now, put your comments, any of your questions in the chat. There's also a question and answer, but feel free to put those in the chat as well, because Adrienne, our amazing marketing lady, she's on here today and behind the scenes. And I wanted to give a shout out to Adrienne because she did a phenomenal job putting this together. So I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything, that the sound is coming through okay. So I'm going to quickly check the question and answers. And it looks like, there we go. Okay, we're doing good. Okay, so of course, most of you know me, but not everyone if this is your first time joining us. My name is Darcie Guarderas, and I am the Director of Business Development, and I've been with Anderson Vacations for about 8 years. I'm the luckiest person in the world because I have traveled Canada coast to coast to coast, because of course Canada has 3 coasts. And just recently I was in Victoria for the last few days attending a sustainability conference. So more to come on that in the near future. We are definitely paying attention to regenerative tourism and sustainable tourism. So that's very important to Anderson Vacations, and we'll be touching on that in the future. I was recently in Saskatchewan. It was 27 degrees there. So that was absolutely amazing. And one thing I want to point out that I may not have mentioned already, I can't remember, pay attention to today's webinar because we have some incredible prizes from our guest today is giving us an amazing prize, but we've got lots going on. So pay attention because there'll be 3 questions at the end of the happy hour and a really great chance for you to win some awesome prizes. Oops, give me 1 second here. Technical difficulty. There we go. So before we get started, Lindsay Sinclair from Tourism Canmore cannot be here today, but she's absolutely lovely. And she helped me to plan the itinerary to Canmore and Kananaskis, which was fantastic help. And I'm so grateful for all of the support that we received from Tourism Canmore Kananaskis. But I'm really excited to introduce my wonderful, beautiful friend, Fran. Hi, Fran.
Hi, Darcie.
Welcome to our happy hour. It's great to see you today.
Well, thank you for having us, and thank you for having me here. We're really excited. My name is Fran, or Francisca. I work for Banff Lake Louise Tourism. I work on the travel trade side, so I do business development together with my colleague Darcie. And it was so fun to have you in Banff Lake Louise a few weeks back, Darcie. We had a lot of fun. We had some good chats, and I'm really excited to see some of that video footage. And I'm excited to be here.
Thank you, Fran. It's so great that you joined us today. And you guys were so generous. I can't thank you enough for your partnership. All these events and all the activities that I did. Fran has not seen the footage yet. So I'm really excited. I started to give like little peeks. I'm like, no, I'm going to let you wait till
Exactly. And that's totally fine. We're really proud to work with Anderson Vacations, and we have such a good relationship. So I'm really excited to be here, excited what this is all about, and to see some of the footage that you did. The weather was amazing. It was just nice to have you out here. And we can send you some sun. I saw some comments here. Some have rain. Like, we could send you some sun from the mountains today. It's beautiful outside.
Well, you're very lucky, Fran, because it's a little bit rainy here on Vancouver Island, but that's okay because the last couple of weeks I've been so blessed to enjoy sunshine all over Canada. So thanks again, Fran, for all of your support. We're going to get started, and I hope you enjoy the happy hour with us.
Most welcome. Thank you, Darcie.
My pleasure. Okay, let's jump on. So today's beverage of choice, is it not beautiful? Look, I have one right here. Check this out. It's the wildflower cocktail with Empress Gin. And if any of you have had Empress Gin, let me know in the chat because it is divine. I'm going to have a little sip. I already had a sip before we started just to get a taste of it. It's absolutely delicious. And the recipe is going to be at the end of the webinar, so you can make this at home. Empress Gin is purple, but I actually have, it doesn't have any tonic water in this one, but we tried it last night again, and I have a guest staying with me, and she added tonic water, and it actually turned pink, which was really unexpected and really beautiful. So just delicious. Anderson Vacations is a Canadian company. We are based out of Calgary. Most of you know this, but we're a boutique tour operator that specializes in Canada and Alaska. We know Alaska doesn't belong to us, but because of its location, it packages really well with our Canadian product. And then we also offer down under Australia, New Zealand, and the South Pacific Island. We have the best reservations team ever, and we're rebuilding part of our groups team to make it even better. So we're asking you for your patience right now. Everyone everywhere is short staffed, and I'll tell you a bit more about that shortly. But we really are a boutique operator, and we love our travel agent partners. And most of you who've dealt with us before know that we do try to answer the phone before 1 or 2 rings to make sure that you're not staying on hold, because we know how busy you are right now. And we're so grateful to be moving forward out of this crazy last 2 years. And speaking of the last 2 years, yes, we still do have COVID safety protocols in place. This is incredibly important. We're not quite through the whole thing yet. There might be a little bit more that comes back, but we were always on top of this and aware. So when your guests are booking with Anderson Vacations or through you to Anderson Vacations, you know that they're going to be safe as they travel with us. Okay, just want to make sure everything's okay. So here's our first video. And for those of you who haven't joined us before, there's a little bit of commentary and then a lot of video content. So I will play this for you on our drive to Banff. Now, as we're driving along to Banff, you'll see these incredible wildlife bridges. They're just amazing. They've been put in here to save the wildlife. It's stopped over the amount of wildlife vehicle collisions since they put these bridges in place, these wildlife crossings, has gone down by 80%, over 80%. So they are incredibly great for wildlife. They cost about $1.5 million to make, but if they're saving lives, worth absolutely every penny. And the drive, of course, is, through the mountains. So your heart just starts beating as you head into Banff. If you've never been there before, it is absolutely one of the most beautiful places in the world. So we're going to explore Banff a little bit, and there's so much to see and do in this little mountain town. And the people are so friendly, and I felt completely, like I was back at home because I've been there so many times in the last few years. And I'm going to show you a quick video of downtown. Just happens to be one of my favorite restaurants, the Balkan restaurant right there, the sign. It's been around forever. They have this lamb dish that is absolutely to die for, a rack of lamb. Of course, beaver tails. Banff is famous for it. One of the things I love is this crossing, because all the pedestrians can go every direction at the same time. And I think that's just so fantastic. There's another street, Banff Avenue, and I think that's correct. Frank can correct me later on if I'm wrong on that. But there's a pedestrian street now, which is fantastic because you don't have to worry about vehicles coming down. And of course, the iconic mountain at the end of the strip that you see, and it just takes your breath away while you're shopping in all these fantastic little boutique shops along the way. And you can find some really great deals as well, especially off season. Let's jump to the next one. Oops, jump again. Okay, so one of our first stops when we got to Banff was Cave and Basin. Now, this was really, really cool. I should mention to you that this has been a very special place for over 10,000 years for Canadian Indigenous peoples. So it is still a very important sacred place to Indigenous peoples in Canada. It is now a tourist attraction where people can come visit. You cannot swim in the Cave and Basin. And that's the first question I asked was, can I swim in there? In the past, you were able to, but there's actually a breed of a species of snails. I believe they're called the Banff spring snails, teeny tiny snails. Some of them are as small as an apple seed, and you can actually see them in the water. And they are an endangered species. So I know something that teeny tiny may not seem important, but it is vitally important to all of the biosphere. So they take really good care of that. But I took a little video here that if you listen closely, there might be some clues in here for some of the questions at the end. Oops, did I jump over it? No, I didn't. Here we go. So you can see this is outside before we go inside the caves.
Well, we are at a really smelly place, Cave and Basin. This is the birthplace of national parks in Canada. Behind me is the spot where 3 railway workers found the thermal springs in 1883. It's really amazing to see and really, really smelly.
I knew that it was going to have a little bit of smell, but it was pretty smelly, but I loved it anyway. It was really, really interesting. It's a great place to walk around and see things. Now, if you're traveling, our clients are traveling with families, with kids, this place is off the charts, the Norquay Tube Park. It's the longest trails, actually they're called trails, are called tube lanes, the longest in Canada, and fun. And then when you're tired, you don't have to walk all the way back up. They've got this wonderful thing called a magic carpet that you can get on and it takes you back up. People were laughing so hard, having the time of their lives. It was a ton of fun. I'll show you just quickly what it looks like. They're just flying. They actually have to put these nets down at the end to stop them from going all the way through. So this is just one little quick clip of how fast they're going. They just had a ball. And I want to go back and spend like half a day here. I mean, it doesn't have to be kids. Anyone could enjoy this awesome, awesome place. Okay, so everybody knows the iconic Banff Springs Hotel. I spent so much time here because there's so many things to see and do in the Banff Springs Hotel. And I do have a lot of footage from here because I just wanted to share that feeling. One of my favorite times of the year for the Banff Springs is actually Christmas time. In about early November, mid-November, you can go into the hotel and they have a gingerbread house set up, built in there. It smells like heaven. The people here are so friendly and helpful, and you can wander around the hotel just like any guest and look around and learn about the history of this incredible building. There's so much history, ghost stories, all kinds of wonderful things, 4 restaurants, and you're going to get a taste of that momentarily. Okay, so this is our first stop, and I guess I clearly like this shirt a lot because I'm wearing it in this video. My husband keeps saying, don't you have any other shirt to wear? But it's my favorite. All right, let's get this video started. Turn up your volume so you can hear, and make sure you pay attention to those views in the back.
Afternoon tea at the Banff Springs Hotel, steeped in tradition. For over 130 years, guests have been coming here to enjoy this amazing experience.
Look how beautiful it is. There's ladies in the corner wearing little fancy hats while they drink their tea, and I was so mad at myself for not bringing my hat. It was so cute. Look at that view. Look at that view.
Well, the goods have arrived. Check out this tower of goodness. There's savory here, little sandwiches, and some beautiful desserts. This one in particular, the chocolate one, is a favorite of the royal family. Prince William had it at his wedding, so I'm looking forward to digging into that one. But for now, I've got myself a little pinwheel, and it's absolutely delicious. We did it. We ate the entire tray except for one. Just one piece left, and I'm gonna try. Let's see. Oh dear, raspberry. You know how I feel about raspberry.
So most of you who've joined our happy hours before or are on our happy hour Facebook, I should mention that, know that I'm not a huge fan of raspberries. So that wasn't my absolute favorite, but we ate all of that food and it was such an amazing experience. The service was outstanding. I would highly recommend doing the tea, having your guests stop and do that. But there's other experiences if they're not tea drinkers that they can do, but the location of where this experience takes place is top notch. Oh, did I go the wrong direction? Hold on a second. I think I did. Okay, here's another quick video. Just a little clips of things you can see within the hotel that are really special. Oopsie.
Take a look at these doors. They are the most valuable artifact in all of the hotel. Now, they are super, super heavy because they're made out of brass and they're valued. They say they're $1 million doors now. Aren't they spectacular?
So beautiful, over $1 million. And these doors are, like, not kidding you, super, super heavy. And again, we just walked around the hotel, felt free to look around, and we felt really comfortable within the hotel. Now, okay, turn up your volume. This is another one. I love ghost stories. So this is one of the ghost stories from the Banff Springs Hotel.
Many a guest has checked into the Banff Springs Hotel, and many a guest never checked out. In the 1920s, there was a famous bride who came down this very staircase. She was in her beautiful wedding dress, about to meet her groom on her wedding night. As she came down the staircase, she fell to her death. Now, many years later, the staff of the hotel still see the bride dancing in the ballroom upstairs, waiting for that one first dance she never did have.
And that's just one of the ghost stories. There's all kinds of ghost stories in the hotel, which was super, super cool. I want to do a shout out right now while we have a moment. I want to shout out to Philip, who wasn't able to join us on this happy hour, and he is loyal. And there's so many of you that are so loyal that keep joining us happy hour after happy hour. And Philip actually sent me a message and said, I'm so sorry I can't be there, but he's joining us after all today from a cruise ship in Maine. So thank you, Philip, for joining us. I know Celine she didn't think she was going to be able to be on, but I think she's able to log on today. So shout out to both of you. I quickly mentioned the Facebook group. Adrian from our team, our marketing team, has put together a Facebook group. If you haven't already joined, please follow us there so that you can be updated on what's going on. We have projects, prizes and little giveaways there as well. And I also wanted to mention that next week I'm going to be traveling to Haida Gwaii. For those of you who are interested in that, I will gather some information. You can reach out to me anytime. I'll share that with you as well. Now, here we are at Eat the Castle, like Eat the Castle. Imagine how much food we got to enjoy. And this was such a spectacular experience. Lots of footage on this. This was absolutely mind-blowing. So let's take a peek at this one. Here we go.
Is a yummy sandwich on our first stop of the foodie tour. We've got a lovely beer to accompany it. Fresh microgreens from the urban cultivator right here from within the hotel. Amazing.
You can hear the crunch. See this urban cultivator? All of the restaurants in the hotel, they get their herbs and they grow them here. All the different things that are fresh, they grow them in here.
You know, I love hidden gems and secret spots. So check this out. Nobody knows about this place. How cute is this little speakeasy bar, private? No one even knows it's here. We've got a private tour today on our Alberta food tour. Check it out. This is clearly an elevated food tour. Eat the Castle. Take a look at this gorgeous cocktail made of locally made gin. And then everything on my plate is locally sourced. Even the potato chips are house made. Cannot wait to dig in.
So you can see that all the meats they have, they're all locally sourced from local Alberta farms, which makes it really, really special. And from here, the sort of final touch for the food tour, that's us just standing there getting ready, is a cooking demonstration. So our next video, let me just jump to the next one. It's in fast motion, like high speed motion. So you can actually see the whole thing being put together. So it takes a short time, but check this out. Pay attention. This was amazing. I tried not to pay attention too much to the butter because I knew I was going to eat this afterwards, but I think there was a pound of butter in here. It was delicious. Amazing. So he's plating it for us. So we did watch him actually create the entire dish, and then he's plating it for us. And then they bring it to the table where we have another beverage, because this elevated tour not only has the food included, but it also has the cocktail, beer, and wine. As you'll see in the next, I think there's a quick clip where there's a wine in it. Oh, it was beautiful. I think chefs are artists, really, truly. It's a great way to for people who have creative juices to do it through cooking. Look at that salad. Oh, so delicious with the creme fraiche. Oh my gosh. And the final thing we ate was this chocolate cake. I was so full. I'm like, I can't do this. And then I ate the whole piece of chocolate cake. It was incredible. And then I wonder why I have a COVID bod, but that's okay. It's so worth it. Now, the next stop we made was to the Banff gondola. Let me see how we're doing for time. We're doing okay. We went to the Banff gondola. This is spectacular. On the right-hand side, you can see my hand inside the bear's print. I'm assuming that's a grizzly bear. Huge, huge paw print. The views up here are like nothing I've ever seen, like truly spectacular. So you're going to get a taste of this. And if you're following us on Facebook.
I'm so happy. We just finished the Alberta food tour. So full, had incredible food, some wine, some gin, some wonderful cocktails. And now we're on the Banff gondola heading up to the top, where we're going to have another glass of wine and really enjoy these magical, amazing views.
It does sound like I drink a lot of alcohol, but only when I'm working. No, I'm just kidding. So you can see on these going up in the gondola, my husband's actually really terrified of heights. And so, because years ago he jumped off of did a bungee jump off a bridge in Ecuador, and ever since then he can't even go off the low diving board. He's terrified of it. So he was very nervous to go up here, but it was not a factor at all. Now, I just want you to take a moment to look at these views and look at the gondola coming up to the top. When you get to the top, there's a restaurant, there's an interpretive center. We can learn about it up there, and you can do a little hike. There's some incredible boardwalks. So you can do a little hike up there, and the air is a little bit thinner. So you kind of have to take your time while you're walking or hiking up there. But it is so worthwhile because these views are just magical. I didn't actually have another glass of wine because I figured after the foodie tour I had enough of the cocktails that they were giving out. But here we go.
What a way to finish our day in Banff, at the top of the Banff gondola. We're on top of the world. Take a peek.
And I'm not out of breath because I ran or anything. I'm out of breath because the air is a little bit thinner up there. So, and it was very slippery up there at that time. I'm sure now it's fine, but just check out these views. Look at this. As I walked down the stairs, it was like a little piece of heaven. And I felt like I just disconnected from the rest of the world. And I was the only person who could see this. That's how I felt. So it was very, very special. And I know your guests will just love it. So it's worth every penny. And we can build this into any package that we offer going into the Banff area. So please, please ask our specialists about that. Now we need to talk about the Rimrock Hotel, because the Rimrock Hotel hosted us and we stayed here. And I'm telling you, this place was amazing. General Manager Stuart, he was remarkable. And we had breakfast with him one morning. And when we finished, we're having this spectacular breakfast in this incredible location looking over the mountains. I asked him what he had in store for the rest of his day. And he said, doing things with the staff, cleaning the rooms. And I said, what? He said, yeah, cleaning the rooms. And I want people to understand that we need to be kind. We need to be patient during these times, because hotels are understaffed. Restaurants are understaffed. Car rental companies have sold their cars during the pandemic, so they have a lack of vehicles. And so all of this is going on, and everyone is doing the best that they can. Even with us at Anderson Vacations, our staff are rock stars, and they're doing everything they can to stay on top of it. But things take longer. So we're, asking for your patience. And, it's good for you to remind your guests, your clients, that things aren't going to necessarily be perfect, but that's okay. They're getting out there and they're supporting local, Canadians traveling within Canada. It's so, so important. So I really wanted to showcase the Rimrock Hotel so you could see just how beautiful this is. It's a little bit out of town, but it does have a bus service that goes in. I believe it's every hour, every 40 minutes, something like that. Super convenient. And it's lovely because if you want to go and have a glass of wine with dinner, you don't have to worry about driving. And it's just super, super convenient. I felt like a rock star when I was here. Everybody was just so kind. So you can see the views of the lobby, and then also into this beautiful lounge, the Larkspur Lounge. This is where in the evening it fills up. It's like a warm place to go with this gorgeous fireplace.
Your guests are going to love the Rimrock Hotel. They may say it's a 4-star property, but in my heart, it is not. It is absolutely 5-star because the service is out of this world.
You can see the gorgeous fireplace there. And yes, I do have another drink in my hand. I don't think I should let my mom see this one. She's going to think I have an issue because I'm drinking in every single video, but that's okay. Okay, let me see if there's any messages coming through on my phone. Oh, there's a message from Philip. Hello, Philip. Thanks so much. Okay, we're going to explore Lake Louise now. This beautiful, look at the water in this picture in the top left. It is beautiful. And it's like 45 minutes away from Banff. So if your guests are going to Banff, they have to go to Lake Louise. There's so much to do here. I don't want to spoil it because I've got lots of great video footage here. Oops, there we go.
Check this out. I'm standing on Lake Louise. Whether it's wintertime or summertime, there are so many activities here at Lake Louise. Of course, you've got the beautiful resort, but there is cross-country skiing, ice skating on the lake, and much, much more to enjoy.
Now, I didn't get to go ice skating because it was a little bit late in the season, but there's people who come from all over the world just to skate on Lake Louise. And it is beautiful. You can walk for miles out there when it's frozen solid. So it's really a special place. So there's a great shot of Chateau Lake Louise. And here's another video showing you just how big this hotel is and how grand it is. It's really lovely. We did a walk around the entire hotel. Again, you can come in, feel very comfortable looking around, but even better for your guests to stay at because they'll always have a great experience.
The lobby of the Fairmont Lake Louise is an attraction in itself. It is spectacular. Whether you choose the Banff Springs Hotel or this sister property at Lake Louise, you can't go wrong.
It's so beautiful. And look at the gorgeous artwork in the background. You know you're in the mountains. You've got skiers, walking throughout the resort. And also you've got these lovely shops. You better have money in your bank account if you're going to go into any of these fabulous shops, but we don't have to worry about that. We'll let our guests do the spending. Some incredible Indigenous artworks here. So people just love these shops. Okay, so now we're going to do a little bit of exploring of Canmore, which is another wonderful place to go. It's so close. I remember years ago, people always went to Banff, and then if Banff was full, they would go to Canmore. It was like the secondary location once Banff was closed, was full. But you know what? People are actually asking for Canmore as a destination because the mountains that surround the city are really spectacular. And the main street in Canmore is so cute. It's so adorable with wonderful shops and restaurants and pubs. And there's one place there called, I think it's called Uprising Bakery. There's one in Banff and there's also one in Canmore. And I had breakfast there every day because it was so, so good, except the day I had breakfast with Stuart. So, so good, so local and fresh and yummy. Now we headed out of town and we went out to the Kananaskis Nordic Spa. Now you can't actually film in here or take photographs. So I actually stole this one off the internet. I know I'm not supposed to do that, but I ran out of time. So I did. And this is what it looks like. It is beautiful. And I don't want to spoil. I'm going to show you a quick video of exactly how I felt when I came out of this place. It was life-changing. Whoops, I lost my...
Do I look relaxed? Because I feel relaxed. Hot, warm, cold. That's the circuit of the pools at the Nordic Spa in Kananaskis. There are mountains surrounding the spa. It is absolutely beautiful. The restaurant is phenomenal. And this is the perfect way to spend the afternoon.
And what I wanted to mention about the restaurant was really awesome is that you can get a buzzer and go back and enjoy the pools. And then when your table's ready in the restaurant, it buzzes and you can go in wearing your robe and your little flip-flops that they provide for you. And then you can go inside and have a beautiful meal and a glass of something special I may or may not have, and then come back out and enjoy the pools again. Your body just completely decompresses and the fresh mountain air is amazing. So, so awesome. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I love e-bikes, and you've seen me riding e-bikes before. I rode them in the Yukon. I was riding them in Saskatchewan, just outside of Saskatoon, at Dakota Dunes, and then I got to ride them here in Canmore. And I got to tell you, when you have this backdrop riding e-bikes, they're amazing. They're selling like hot cakes, and people love to rent these bikes, and they're not expensive, but a great way to experience Canmore. And you can actually ride from Canmore to Banff and back on these e-bikes. You can rent them for the day. So what a fun thing to do. Here we go. So there's a lady in Canmore that actually cut all this wood and she gave it to people to make art out of it.
If you're not a skier, but you still want to be active, you can come to Canmore and go to Pedigo right here where you can rent an electric bike. So we're going to head out and do some exploring.
See those signs? I'll tell you about them in a minute. Those are a really cool concept, these signs set up there. Actually, I can probably talk about it now as you see me riding across this bridge. Those signs have locals, anyone could paint on them. They created an art trail. It was incredible. So beautiful. So, so relaxing. Okay, now, alpine helicopters. I've got to tell you up front that the weather changed on us, but I have done alpine helicopters in the past. So I did experience this, loved every second of it. We were planning to go, everything was set, but the weather did change. And of course, alpine helicopters, their number one concern is safety for the guests. And so I'll show you some footage of it. We aren't actually in the helicopter, but I did experience it. It is out of this world. So I'll show you a bit of footage here. That's my husband waiting for, this is a safety briefing that we take. So as you can see, we sit and do a safety briefing inside this room. They go over all the safety stuff.
How can you visit Banff and Canmore without seeing it from the sky? Today, we are going with Alpine Helicopters, an amazing partner of Anderson Vacations, and we're going to explore, of course, and see the other side of these beautiful mountains.
I wish that was me in there taking off. That was the last helicopter that took off. before the weather changed and we weren't able to go up that day, but we are absolutely coming back. I'm going to come back and visit my friend Fran in Banff and Lindsay in Canmore and try again. So your guests will love it. I always say that no matter what destination you're in Canada, the best way to see a destination, always from the beginning, there's two ways. One is from the air, get your guests to go on these experiences from the air and see everything from a helicopter or an airplane, or go do a foodie tour. Do both of those together and you can get a really great flavor. Is that you, Lindsay?
Hi.
Hi, Lindsay. Welcome.
Yes, it is me. I'm sorry. I had the wrong time in my calendar.
Don't you worry at all. You came in at the perfect time. Everyone, this is Lindsay with Tourism Canmore and Kananaskis, and I'm super glad you came in at the absolute perfect time. How have you been?
Good. I wanted to show you my cocktail, which maybe you can see it. Wildlife Distillery, they have cocktails to go. So this is like in a blended bottle, cocktail to go. So I'm just about to pour this in a glass and enjoy it with everyone.
Well, welcome. I haven't even finished mine yet. This is mine right here, Lindsay, which is delicious. I'll take another sip before it gets warm.
Good.
Because it's a true happy hour today. We've got a bottle of Empress Gin we're giving away, people, at the end. So make sure you're paying attention.
Nice.
So that's so great. And you know what? I just want to say, Lindsay, thank you for your partnership with Anderson Vacations. We are so blessed to be working with you and to be working with Banff, Tourism Banff and Lake Louise with Fran and Paula. They are absolutely amazing. You guys have all been so great and supportive. We couldn't do this without you. And we've got these incredible agent partners on here who mean the world to us. So thank you, Lindsay.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you guys. We're very happy that you could come and join us. And of course, we love Anderson. I've had a wonderful partnership for years and years. So it's really great to kind of be a part of this and to see the interest in our area in the Canadian Rockies.
That's awesome. Thanks, Lindsay. And we had 232 people register for today. So we're super stoked about that. And if you have a chance, take a look at the chat. We've got all kinds of fabulous chatting going on, which is my favorite part of every happy hour, because everybody gets to tell where they are, what they're doing, and their experiences that they've had maybe before in Banff, Lake Louise and Canmore. So I'm going to keep going from here. We just did the helicopters, Lindsay, and then we're going to just jump ahead to here. So you just caught us at the tail end of the videos. But I do want to share that we do have some incredible packages for the Rockies. And in particular, we have a signature Canadian Rockies tour. So this is an amazing opportunity for our agent partners. This is for you. We're giving away a $100 Amazon gift card per seat, per passengers. So if you do one booking with two guests, it's $200 Amazon gift cards in your pocket. If you want to promote this and get out there, time is limited because July 15th is the departure date. You might think, whoa, that's not much time. But there are people out there who are finally getting their confidence back. They want to travel, and this is a small group tour, maximum 16 passengers, probably on a larger coach. And the best part about this, it's escorted by the one and only Jim Warren, who is like the best person in the whole entire world. Your guests will be absolutely taken care of by someone who knows the Rockies better than anyone else. And your guests will love him because he's the kindest, most lovable person in the world. So there's so many pluses for this particular tour. So we just need 7 couples to make it a guaranteed departure. We think we can do that. We'd love it to be you, our agency partners, to take advantage of that incredible incentive. So we've got our September 16th departure, the classic Best of the Rockies. It still has space on that one with an optional Rocky Mountaineer component, and then that's very special signature Canadian Rockies departure that we just created, because you know what, there's no space. You can't find hotels. If you're doing FIT, try and, if someone asks you about doing FIT bookings to the Rockies, there you might not be able to find the space you're looking for. We've got space on this tour right now. So let's promote it together. We can do flat sheets for you for no charge. We'll customize them and brand them for you. Now we're getting close to the questions. So hopefully you paid attention throughout the webinar because there are some amazing prizes. But before we get to the questions, I forgot about this slide. Don't forget, of course, we have our Canadian Rockies FIT packages. But again, it's getting harder and harder to find space for this summer. But don't forget to start promoting off season, shoulder season, fall, and then into the winter as well. It's a great time to go in the shoulder season in the fall because it's less crowded and it's just a great time to be there without that many people and better value as well. So we have everything you're looking for your guests to enjoy this area. Now, before I get to the questions, we have an amazing, amazing prize that all you have to do is sell the Rockies with Anderson Vacations. All you have to do is book a minimum of $5,000 in Anderson Vacations escorted or FIT package travel before August 31st. So you have time. I know your phones are ringing off the hook. And then the travel dates for them are up till the end of 2023. So they can travel next year as well. There are some blackout dates on this because during peak season, it's tough to get space. So there are some blackouts, I will tell you right now. But to have 2 nights in the Canadian Rockies with a day tour is awesome. Absolutely awesome. So pay attention to that. That's one of our great promos, and that's with Canmore, and one night's going to be in Jasper on that. But the prizes for today, oops, let me just jump ahead. Okay, so I'm going to leave this up here for a second. Let me move my camera there. Okay, so there are 3 questions here. You can be entered. We have 2 prizes, a 2-night stay in Banff, or you can also win a bottle of Empress Gin, and it is absolutely delicious. So question number 1, if you want to jot these down or take a picture with your phone, then you can have my email address and everything if it's one of your first times here. Most of you have already got my email and you've been answering all of our questions for the longest while. What was the smelly place in Banff called? It was a little bit smelly. I still loved it, but it was a little bit smelly. What was that place in Banff that I visited? Question number 2, what fruit flavor was the dessert? Oops, hold on. Sorry, my phone rang. Hold on, turn it off. What flavor was the dessert that I did not enjoy at the afternoon tea experience? I loved everything about it except one little thing. But yeah, I'm sure you'll remember. It's the fruit that everybody knows I'm not crazy about. And what is the name? Question number 3, what is the name of the helicopter company that we use in Canmore? And now you can't Google that because there's lots of helicopter companies there, but this is a preferred partner of Anderson Vacations. So hopefully you were paying attention to that. We will be doing a draw, so please email your answers to me. Take a picture. I'm going to jump onto another couple slides, but I will come back to the slide at the end so that you can see the questions again. Okay, let me just jump ahead here. Oops, hold on one sec. Okay, here's the recipe that you're all waiting for this cocktail. Look how beautiful it is. Again, here it is here. You've got your Empress Gin, Lillet Blanc, which is actually a sweet liqueur, and then Saint Germain. That one is, oh my gosh, I looked up what it was. I don't remember what it was. Hang on a second. Oh yeah, it's elderflower liqueur. And then you put a little bit of plum bitters in there. You have guests come to your house and serve this to your guests. They will absolutely flip. It is so, so delicious. But if you don't want to buy all these other liqueurs, the Lillet and the Saint Germain, there are tons of recipes on the Empress Gin website that you can make it. Now, I just bought my Empress Gin in Victoria this week, but I did have it in the Banff Springs Hotel when I was there. So that recipe will be sent out to you with our follow-up. I know people love the recipes, and let me know if you try it on our next happy hour. Let me know in the chat. Okay, so don't forget that we do have online brochures now, so you can download them, share them with your guests. Please know that if you send your guests to our website and they come to us directly, we'll always send them back to you. Tell your guests that that you are the booking agent. We'll always send them back to you if we can. If you've ever booked with us before, you'll know that if a client reaches out to us directly, and they've booked with you, we will for the following year the booking. First of all, we're going to send them back to you. If they insist on booking with us, we're going to give you the commission on the booking. So that's how much we love our travel agent partners. So thank you so much for all of your support. We love you to bits. I mentioned those flat sheets that we can do for you to promote any tour that we offer, but in particular the July special departure that we have with Jim Warren. But we have our travel agent portal. I'm assuming most of you have signed up because you're receiving these invitations, but just in case you have not, please sign up to our agent portal where you'll see all kinds of great resources especially for you, our travel agent partners. You can contact us anytime at bookings or at our toll-free number. You can jump in, and if you've got questions, you can go into the chat and put questions in there. I'm going to go back to the questions here. So if you haven't answered these already, you can send me an email with those. I can hear my emails already dinging, so I think a few answers are coming in already. But mostly, I just want to thank all of you, our travel agent partners. When we started doing these happy hours at the beginning of COVID, if we got 15 to 30 agents to register for our happy hours, then we were thrilled. And to have 241 travel professionals register for our happy hours, it means the world for us. I cannot wait to film them and then to get in front of you to share these destinations. And I want to thank Fran and I want to thank Lindsay for all of your support and for supporting our agent partners. These are good people. So thank you again for joining us. And Fran, if you want to come on for a quick sec with your camera on just to say hello and goodbye. Thank you again. I hope you enjoyed our happy hour today. Thanks for joining us. Everyone, I'll just leave you with the questions on the screen. I'm going to leave it on for a few minutes and then we'll all say goodbye and keep these on here. So we'll leave them for about 3 or 4 minutes in case you missed them. And we'll let you know when our next happy hour, there might be a little bit of a break right now, but we're a couple of hints. I know that we will be heading up to the Northwest Territories. Churchill's still in the cards for us. We couldn't do the last departure in the wintertime, so it looks like we might be doing a Beluga Whales departure, as well as a Newfoundland happy hour. So once again, thank you to all of you. Please sign off in the chat if you'd like to. And again, thank you, Lindsay, and to Fran. Thanks, everyone. Bye now.